Sarah had always been fascinated by the stories of her grandmother's old house, tucked away in the remote countryside. The tales her grandmother spun of the house's history were vivid whispers of a time long forgotten, murmurs of family feuds and lost souls lingering beneath its ancient wooden floors. One humid summer, Sarah decided to spend a few days there, seeking solitude amidst the towering oaks and whispering winds. Upon arriving, the air around the house seemed thicker, weighed down by unseen eyes watching from the shadows of the trees. The first night, she felt a suffocating heaviness settle over her, the kind that crawled into her dreams, leaving her waking in a cold sweat. The house creaked and sighed in the night, as if sharing dark secrets with the shadows that flitted across the walls. Throughout the second day, an unsettling feeling gnawed at her senses. The air was alive with an electric tension, a static charge that raised the fine hairs on her arms. She kept catching fleeting movements in her peripheral vision, but every time she turned to look, she found only empty hallways and silent rooms. At dusk, Sarah discovered an old diary in a dusty chest hidden beneath the stairs. The pages contained erratic scribbles and unsettling passages of a mother who had once lived there, driven mad by whispers, her sanity eroding under the weight of her own solitary confinement. As Sarah read, a chill swept through the room, and the diary slipped from her trembling hands the moment she felt breath on the nape of her neck. Heart pounding, she staggered back, eyes wide like saucers, staring at the spot just over her shoulder where nothing stood. Shadows began to elongate in the dim light, transforming into figures that crawled towards her, tendrils reaching and retreating with every step she took along the creaky wooden floor. Each shadow bore a face she thought she recognized, but was eerily not their own, familiar yet wrong, unsettlingly close yet infinitely distant. In her panic, she fled to the yard, hoping the fresh air would free her, but the sensation followed. She felt a hand, cold and clammy, clasped tightly around her wrist. When she turned, again there was nothing but the summer breeze and the rustling leaves. She stumbled back inside, desperate to escape whatever dark entity had awoken. She locked herself in the bedroom, heart pounding louder than the storm that began to rage outside. Lightning flashed, and for an instant, the room was filled with spectral silhouettes, staring with hollow eyes infused with the sorrow of a century's worth of silent suffering. It was only when Sarah noticed her own reflection in the cracked mirror, the face not entirely hers, warped by shadows, that she truly understood. The stories were not just ghostly tales to frighten children, they were warnings. The house was alive, its spine-chilling grip snapping like a trap around those who dared disturb its peace. Collapsing to her knees, the last thing she felt was the insidious cold seeping through her veins as her own reflection gave a twisted smile, leaving her trapped on the other side of the old, haunted glass.